Hey folks, I'm John Magerl.
And I'm Paul Bomba.
And this is Airwolf to Rewolf. We're back, baby.
We're back. Season 2, Episode 1. John, does it get any better than this?
You know, it was a dream come
The answer
true.
is yes, but... the answer is yes, but... the things that are better... This is pretty close, right? This is pretty close.
It's a fun episode. It's a clearly drawn, like, the bad guys are just super baddies. And, like, you just get to sort of revel in their defeat. You know, it's nice.
We're in the desert. We see this bad sheriff. We see this good Texas Highway Patrol aviator. Stringfellow's looking for his friend. Stringfellow gets, I guess, wrongfully abducted by the sheriff. He's got to bust out they set him up to be hunted in a what they call the Texas, oh God, what is it called? The
hunting lodge, yeah.
Yeah, the African Hunt Club Ranch. Basically, they use him as bait in this hunt, and Dom comes in and saves String's life, and String's got to exact revenge on this. Well, he's got to save the girl who's also wrongfully imprisoned.
We have a basically it's through the interactions between a deputy, Caitlin O'Shaughnessy, the newly added Jean Bruce Scott, and a sheriff who in the last episode was a completely different person, but that's cool.
He wears sunglasses, so we don't,
different
we're not
dude,
gonna recognize
different dude, just different. It's Superman proves glasses, different person.
Different person, right.
We find out that basically this town runs an illegal hunting lodge where you can pay lots of money to kill animals, or, in special occasions, humans. And the first victim we learn about of the human hunt was Hawk's friend, and then Hawk comes to town to save his friend. Friend's not doing so well. And then Hawk gets caught up, and then he's the guy who gets hunted, but of course, you can't hunt the hawk.
No, hawks do the hunting. They don't get hunted.
And eventually, he, obviously, Airwolf, Dom, and our new friend, Caitlin O'Shaughnessy, come out on top and fly away victorious.
She has a lead on String here, so...
Yeah, the fact that he has
this isn't the last we're going to see of Caitlin.
Yeah, she was in the beginning credits, man. She had a little video thing. She's going to be around.
She's going to be around. I mean, outside that metagaming kind of idea of like, she's a series regular. She very clearly has an interest in String, and String, despite denying it, has an interest in her.
Dom definitely thinks so. That is clearly in the episode, and also, if you're gonna be superheroes, maybe don't give everyone your full, incredibly unique name. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. Little note for Stringfellow Hawk.
He borrows his friend's name, his late friend's name, James Blake, when arrested. I mean, the grounds for the arrest were thin,
flimsy. Yeah, flimsy, definitely, absolutely. Hey, listen, we got some big things to talk about, don't we, Paul?
Oh, I've got huge things. This is why, as a person from the East Coast, growing up in New York City, I have, a certain idea about what Texas is. Right?
From Airwolf, which is probably not ideal.
But in the media, in this era, in the era that we were children, we were told, Texas is the Wild West. You know? And it's this kind of portrayal of Texas, which I think colors the way I feel about Texas even to this day, even though I have done work in Texas, I've been in Texas, and I have not enjoyed my time in Texas. No offense to any Texans out there. I was a fish out of water over there. And,
I would say a great many of them would not enjoy their time in Brooklyn. So just, we accept each other.
Yeah, and not for me, and they're not for here, and that's fine, okay? But we see a portrayal here of Texas, which I think is ludicrous. I think it's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Okay? And
It's wildly cartoonish, right? Like, it's just the bad guys in this episode are just cartoon villains, and that sounds like a criticism, but, you know, it's an action show. Like, sometimes it's nice when it's black and white.
But, like, there was this sense there, which was like, this is Texas, and this is how things are done here.
Yes, certainly. But as you said, a typical portrayal of small-town Texas when we were kids, growing up. Like,
right.
It is interesting that you pointed out that, like, the portrayal of a Texas town from the Old West in a Western and this show, there's really no evolution, right? The clothes changes, and they drive cars. And otherwise, it's the same town. Sheriff's in charge.
You put that opening scene, a sheriff with a silver star badge and a holster, riding a horse after a guy on a horse, and that you could have that same.
Yeah.
You could have that same scene.
Yeah, he has his band of ne'er-do-wells that he sends out when it can't be official business, or deputizes when it is. It's very much
raise your right hand.
Oh God!
And then, like, he's like, you could put your hand down, and the guy's like, looks at his hand. Oh shit, my hand is still up in the air. You gotta look at it.
Yeah, that guy very believably portrayed a tool, just a complete tool.
I guess my point is that no actor is going to do that. I think that was a director's note. So I want to take that. I want to take that blocking off of the responsibility of the actor.
Okay.
And blame the director.
Okay. So my first big thing is you gotta love it when the bad guys get eaten by lions. Right, like that. I just really enjoyed that. It's fun.
Perfect.
One of my favorite parts of the latest XXX movie is when bad guys get eaten by lions at the beginning when they're introducing a character. It's just a lovely trope, you know. I'm just here for it.
What is a XXX movie?
The Vin Diesel vehicle, XXX.
Oh,
believe it or not,
I thought XXX was like a wrestler.
XXX was a wrestler.
But a different triple.
That's no, a Triple H was a wrestler.
Right, but there was a wrestler called X-Pac.
X-Pac, who was part of DX.
They used to do.
And they used to do 3 chops of X's, which is
right.
Yes. Now we're triple.
Chop. Okay, I'm there. But I don't know the Vin Diesel vehicle, and that's my own fault.
No, it's not your fault. It was an interesting idea. The concept was an American James Bond, like, skater dude in the aughts, I think, or 90s. It was an interesting concept. I listened to the director's commentary on the original, and the director had a tremendous amount of faith in the charisma of Vin Diesel, which I think has borne out, like, over the years. Like, he is...
I mean, the guy is charismatic.
It's charismatic. Okay.
There's no pornography in the movie.
No, but he is, like... He has that Stringfellow Hawk magic with the ladies in the movie.
Oh, he does.
Yes. It is dripping off him. All the women, just like when Stringfellow walks in the room, and it's like, you know, it's him and Airwolf in this show get the same reaction. Oh my God!
So I have a theory, about Caitlin Shaughnessy, right?
No, there's a theory. Okay, yep.
Yeah, no, the theory is simply this, right? We watch this show, and I don't think anybody's going to complain about the way she looks. I think she's a nice-looking woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's beautiful.
Agreed. Yep.
No qualms with that. But she's not Megan Fox or, what's that South African woman? What the hell's her name?
Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron, or even back in the 80s, a Sharon Stone type or whatever. She's not that. She's not oozing with sexuality in any.
She's got the girl next door look about her, and that's how she's being presented and dressed in the show.
But the reaction to her is that, oh, she's cute, oh, she's sexy, oh, she's
sweet Britches.
Oh, sweet Britches, right? Yeah. So I think they're trying to. They're trying to force her down this sensual kind of sexual kind of road. They're really pushing it. And I think we're going to see them continue to push it. I think later on we're going to see her be sexier and sexier, and I think we're going to see some sparks fly with string.
Okay. Well, I look forward to finding out where it goes with Miss O'Shaughnessy. She seems formidable and intelligent and brave. So I'm excited. She flies choppers, so that's handy. But yeah, so
I just feel like they're shoehorning the sexuality on her, which is not, to me, doesn't feel necessary at this juncture.
I feel like it was reflective of misogyny. Like the lady walked in and they all treated her like she was like, an object to be gazed upon, and what she was saying had no meaning or importance, which is pretty kind of consistent with the way it was in a lot of environments at that time and still today. So I see what you're saying. She's also very much an archetype of the time and still is, which is like the approachable, incredibly hot woman. Like the girl next door who like is still, if you saw her walking down the street, would be like a mind-blowingly attractive woman. But like on a TV show, she's the one where guys watch and go like, oh, I might actually be able to date her.
Well, well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, and that brings me to my second big thing, which is like we've added a woman to the cast.
Yes.
And not that Morella wasn't a member of the cast, because Morella was, but
a woman's been added to the team. So, or is going to be added to the team. We've looked ahead enough to know that.
We don't see Archangel and Morella here in this episode, but we do have Caitlin. So
yeah. So my second big thing is tradition, because I recently was listening to our first season of episodes. And I was, one of the things that I found very entertaining, because I had sort of forgotten about it, was our rather detailed discussion of the lizard that was the opening shot of the series.
Yeah, yeah.
And in the tradition,
what does it mean, John?
Yeah, in the tradition of the lizard, this season opens with a shot of a rabbit eating an apple on a road.
A dirty-looking rabbit.
A rather dirty-looking rabbit. And I will be mining that for meaning going forward, as we did the lizard.
Get out your pick and shovel, brother.
Yeah, grand tradition of Airwolf to Rewolf. We're going to get back into this, guys. But I think that leads us into whatever your third big thing is.
Well, my third big thing, and the rabbit thing. The rabbit thing is a conversation we need to have, because what does that mean? Why does it have an apple? Anyway, my third big thing is Ernest Borgnine in this episode.
Okay.
And what I'm getting at here is the singing.
Okay.
And the monologues.
Okay.
They gave Ernest a script where he basically talks to himself most of the time.
Yeah. Paul, that's wildly different from when he talks to Hawk, right? Okay.
So it's like, but like it was just like a weird. It was it was like, okay, so this it really just felt like filler, And they were like, well, we got to include Ernest in this script. Let's give him this comic scene where he's like talking to Airwolf, and then there's lions growling, and he thinks Airwolf is growling at him, and
it's a goofy dime episode. The part that I enjoyed that felt true to me, and I think it's because I'm getting old, is at the beginning of the episode, he gets to have like a real curmudgeonly moment where he's just like, we haven't driven Airwolf in 2 months and I don't want to, and then basically Hawk's like, okay, you coming? And he's like, yeah, I just wanted to get it off my chest.
Yeah.
And then immediately, next scene, and this is true to life. This is, once again, not a criticism. And I thought it was hilarious. True to life, he gets in the seat of his fun toy and he's like, woo, here we go, we're Airwolfing again.
He's like, I have an erection. What does he say? Oh, my blood is really pumping or something.
No,
what is that code for?
Take that for how you will. I'm not going to,
Sometimes, John, I crawl into bed with my wife and I say, my blood is really pumping, honey.
Okay, and then you go tell her I got to go play with the video machine? Is that the next?
I gotta go to the video. I gotta go get on the video machine.
All right, so then, listen, great minds, buddy. My last big thing is your second, which is Caitlin O'Shaughnessy, Jean Bruce Scott coming in and just killing it. Just holding their own with DJ Bogart / Sheriff, whatever the hell his name is. Like, just having a good time, fighting a good fight, not giving up. Love it. Love the addition. Enjoy her Facebook page if you're interested in fandom. She really celebrates the show. Has a lot of fun. Post pictures. So, that comes recommended for me. And cool. She was great. She was absolutely great.
She was great, and she's, like I said, she's got this energy. She's a lot of fun. She's super cute, and and that's my third. Well, not my third. My big. This is the 80s.
We're going to talk about how this was the 80s now. Okay,
right, and I just hate to say it, John. I hate to say it.
Oh no! What are you going to do?
I hate it. I hate it. It's the rape thing. The rape thing. And this goes to my second big thing, which is like, she walks into the room and everybody just wants to rape her. That's like what I got.
That's the energy. Yes, the energy is disgusting. Yes.
So it's like, when she has that first encounter with, the guys, when they like pull that like carjacking thing, And do you ever watch like this Instagram, John?
I'm on the Instagram.
You ever watch it?
I occasionally watch a reel.
There's videos of people like trying to carjack people on that.
Are there? Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, like
no,
like
I don't
somebody
get
going on an on-ramp.
Yeah.
They'll be driving their car into an on-ramp, and the car in front of them will stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then a bunch of guys will like jump out of the car, and then this guy in the car like has to like drive, maybe not run them over or go in reverse. But like, the idea is, if you're ever in a car, and the guy in front of you like stops, don't fucking get out of your car. Right? If you watch the Instagram, you would know. Don't get out of your car.
Okay, but to be fair, Caitlin O'Shaughnessy did not have access to the gram.
No, they don't have Instagram back then.
No, I don't think MySpace at that point. Like, they got nothing.
This is something some of our viewers who are born in like the 2000s might not understand. There was not an internet machine back then. They didn't have this, and then it was not the thing. They didn't have social media.
So we're just going to start. We're just steering into the old guys now. Well, I mean, we're talking about.
You would have to look up in the encyclopedia carjacking, and they might not even have a page.
I don't think it would have been there, Paul. I don't think
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know how to act.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know how to act. She gets out of the car, but the thing is, he's like, the sheriff like nods at them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, all right, we're gonna go jump in the car, chase her down, speed around her, get her to stop, get her out of the car, and then what? Throw her in the back of the trailer.
And then gross stuff. And then incredibly gross stuff.
Sexually assault her? From a nod? That's what you got?
This is the... Like, it's sort of lazy writing. Like, I can take people behind the scenes with us. Like, you play in my Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Right? We had a session 0.
Very well, might I add. Very well.
Just like a genius. So, we had a session 0, and the idea was to talk about, how we were going to all play this game together. And one of the things that came out was we didn't want any sexual assault in the story. Right? And there have been moments for me as a writer and like world creator where I've had that sort of writing shorthand instinct to be like, well, I'll establish this guy's a bad dude by having him do something. And then I'm like, oh, no. We agreed to take that tool out of the toolbox. I'm taking it out. I'm not using it. And I just think that that's maybe a lesson more writers should learn, because it's just, you could just have meet a dog or something. That kill a dog, then we know he's a bad guy, and we don't have to deal with the horror that is sexual assault and the unfortunate frequency of it in our world. So I do wish that it would not be used so often as the shorthand for baddie, because it's I don't want to call it lazy. I just don't care for it.
No, but I think what's happening is Belisario and his team are thinking, okay, what's the worst possible thing we could do to this woman?
Mm-hmm.
This innocent-looking, sweetheart-looking girl is assault her sexually. And not only do they have one crack at it, they have a second crack at it.
Yeah,
and both times she's saved by the Airwolf, and the episode crashes and burns when taking the Bechdel test here.
Yeah, it would be nice if she had effectuated her own escape at any point, or So.
Right, but this is the '80s, and this is what we're watching.
Yeah.
It has its flaws, and we just have to kind of look at those flaws and respect them as flaws, and if you can, enjoy it, and I certainly do. I certainly do. I have a great time watching Airwolf.
Yeah,
gets my blood pumping.
And here's the thing: this also serves to illuminate that this is still writers still do this sometimes, right? Like, it's not gone. It's done a lot less, but it's not gone. Like, and just
John, my father called me up the other day.
Uh-oh.
He says, Paul, I went to the movies last night with your mother. We watched a very strange movie, Little People.
Yes.
I'm like, what? What are you talking about, Little People? What is that? He goes, oh, it's about this girl who goes on a sexual escapade in Europe with a deranged lawyer, degenerate lawyer. I'm like, oh, you mean Poor Things? Oh, yeah, Poor Things. Have you seen this Poor Things?
I have not. I've seen some of the ads. It looks interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I have no idea. It's about two very interesting characters portrayed by Mark Ruffalo and Emma Stone, which is enough to get me interested.
Yeah, and what's his name too? Willem Dafoe.
Ah, he's always interesting.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's great in it. And what the heck is his name? Jesus, I can't even think of his name. What I'm putting in IMDb. People.
We need hold music.
What the heck is this guy's name? Rami Youssef. Jeez, who's Riz Ahmed? That's not even close. Rami. Oh, Riz Ahmed is the guy from the Star Wars, the one where it's a Western.
Oh,
in space.
Oh God, the Mandalorian.
No, the one it's a prequel to Star Wars, the movie Star Wars. There's like bunch of guys trying to get the plans from the Death Star, and they all die at the end.
Oh, Rogue One.
Rogue One. Yes, Rogue One.
That one is good, actually. It's one I was like, this was good. I'm never going to watch it again, but it's good. Like,
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times. I like it.
Yeah. Well, you like it when the bad guys win.
That's not true, John.
Is it not true, Paul? Is it not a little true? Is it not like a little tiny true?
Maybe a little true, but not. I mean, all right. If I were going to ask you, John, give me 3 of your favorite movies. Just 3 of them. No particular order.
Rocky 3, Star Wars: A New Hope. I'm in an Indiana Jones kind of mood. I'll go Raiders.
Okay. Now, if I were to say my 3,
it would be none of those.
I definitively. Empire Strikes Back.
Yep, bad guys win.
Shawshank Redemption.
Okay, good guy kind of wins in that one, but it takes a lot.
Yeah, good guy goes through some pain in that one. Yeah,
sure. That's tough. Speaking of rape scenes.
And then it's hard for me. It's either Predator or Ghostbusters.
Okay, I think those are both definitively good guy wins. So
those are both good guy wins movies. Predator also, good guy goes through a lot of pain.
Yeah, Predator is more I think in your is more on brand for you because yeah, sure, the good guy wins, but 12 people go in and 2 people get out.
Yeah. It's not a clear-cut victory for the good guys in that one.
Rest in peace, Carl Weathers, one of the heroes of that film.
Absolutely.
It's interesting some of the people that touch you when they go, where it's just obviously I didn't know Carl Weathers, we have no sort of personal relationship,
I know him.
Oh, that's kind of awesome. Weird to say.
I mean, I wasn't like buddies. We didn't like go out, but like I worked for him. He did a lot of TV directing, and
it's cool.
I did some locations work on some episodes of FBI that he directed.
I'm glad you didn't tell me. I would have tried to get you to like get me near him somehow. I'm like, just punch me in the face, Carl.
My sense of him was that he was a genuinely good guy.
That's all I've ever heard. So that's nice.
Everybody loved having him on. Everybody loved having him.
Yeah, that's awesome.
On the show directing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, I kind of don't want to go on after that. We may have to change this in the edit where that comes at the end and we just say goodbye. But so this is the 80s, right?
Yeah.
I have to say that this Lance LeGault and Jeff McKay, Jeff McKay, both.
Was that the mustache?
Yeah, he was the trader in the last episode that worked for DJ Bogart, and this time he was the tool, right? He played the tool,
the big game hunter.
Yeah,
if you will.
Yeah, okay, the rich boy who wanted to pretend to be a big game hunter. So this is just the thing that reminds me of my childhood watching all these shows with, the family that we often attribute Airwolf to: Knight Rider, A-Team, Little Battlestar Galactica, Magnum P.I.
Yeah.
Even a different set of actors probably, but the original Star Trek has something with this where like it's only 2 seasons. I'm not doing it with you. It's only 2 seasons, but one actor will be on 4 episodes and play 4 different characters, right? And it's just, it's amazing because they could get away with it. What,
John? This is Paul, the actor, speaking. They can do that today, and they can still get away with it.
Yeah, I think they're less central.
Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, but
you can literally cast a guy to be observer number 1. Hey, look.
Yeah.
And then put him in that, like, 1 or 2 episodes later in a part, and no one's gonna remember. No one's gonna care.
Yeah.
But there's this obsession now with this continuity. It's like, well, who cares?
Yeah. No, you're right, and it just takes longer now. Like, it still happens, but like, because if you look through like the IMDb for like Law and Order or Law and Order SVU that's been on forever, my boy, you will find actors and actresses who played different characters, but it'll be like season 3 and season 14, right? It's not season 1 and 2. It's certainly not back-to-back episodes.
No, it's not. No.
So, I don't know if this is the 80s. But I want to recognize a grand tradition in film and TV where characters in the show say the title of the movie or episode. So the title of this episode was Sweet Britches. So that the character goes, Sweet Britches.
Yeah, you could see it actually in one that comes to mind particularly is something we just talked about recently was Empire Strikes Back. In Empire Strikes Back, in the original cut, Darth Vader says to Luke after he cuts his hand off, the Empire Strikes Back.
I hope that's a joke. I hope that's a joke.
That scene. they cut that one.
Classically. Well, buddy, I think we did it.
Let's fly this chopper into the sunset, bro.
Let's do it. Let's fly away. Everyone have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye now.